Tech Effect.
Welcome to Tech Effect, a monthly podcast series brought to you by TestDevLab. I'm Adrian, the host of the podcast, and together with industry experts, we provide discussions and advanced insights about trending topics in software engineering. Don't miss out on new episodes, and let's keep advancing our skills and knowledge set.
Okay, so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And welcome to the podcast Tech Effect. I'm Adrian, technical project manager at TestDevLab. And here today, we have excellent and a really well-known man. So introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Vytis. I'm in the marketing industry for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I own a marketing agency.
Okay, so can you tell a bit more about the background and how you started the marketing industry?
Oh, wow, it's a long road, I would say. But basically, I started selling Google Ads in my first agency.
Okay.
I was like doing cold calls, and checking with people, are you tracking your conversions? Are you visible on Google search? Like, those kind of
Okay.
points. And yeah, I was good at sales. I think I did like about 20 new clients per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it in cold emails?
Cold calls.
Cold calls.
Right.
Okay.
From the yellow pages.
So how do you, for example, if you do a cold call,
Right.
I'm the man that you want to call.
Yeah.
How are we going to sell it? What's the intro talk?
Yeah, so usually you don't know who you're calling.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, you just know the company and use the general phone usually. And then you just call them and you ask, is this a person I should talk about marketing? And then they say, yeah, this is the person, or no, you should talk with someone else.
Okay.
And then you start the conversation, you check if they're visible in search, you check if they have Google Analytics installed, and then you start the pitch,
Okay.
I see you're not visible in search. Why is that so?
So you basically outline their issues,
Yeah.
and then you're like, it's like a free already nugget for them. So
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I'm not visible there. What else do you know, right?
Yeah, and then they say, yeah, but we're doing search, for
Okay.
example. And I say, well, I see that you're not. And then say, yeah, I'm 100%. Okay, cool. Let's imagine you do. And in that case, how successful are you tracking conversions? And they say, yeah, we're tracking conversions, for example. Like
Okay.
we're tracking like purchases, we're tracking like leads and something like that. And I say, how can you do so if I see you're not using Google Analytics? And then they're
That's
like,
a good one.
oh yeah, I think we don't have Google Analytics. So usually people tend to lie.
Yeah, because they don't want to say the truth that, hey, I wasn't we don't have that.
Yeah.
Because it's somehow, I think of it's issue with the ego,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, they better lie about that, and they're like, you see that they don't use that.
Yeah.
True, that's true.
And then you start asking harder questions, and then you kind of want to let them talk their issues
Yeah.
about, and make it like sound like not like a sales pitch, but they kind of need to understand themselves that they're not doing the maximum. And then you say that, well, here's a solution.
And what you inspired to start the marketing and advertising, for example? Well, you have a career there, right?
Right.
You have an agency and stuff. So what inspired you to do that?
Well, I finished PR
Okay.
in my college as a degree. Before that, I owned Counter-Strike servers, Minecraft servers. So I had, like VIP clients there. They were paying cash to be better than
Okay.
others. So I kind of understood marketing, how to make sales, how to grow the user base on my servers. So it was like, a fun ride.
Because if you know how to sell, that's like a key to everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So about the company we're speaking, right?
Right.
How old is it?
So my company is now 3 years old.
3 years old. Okay.
Yeah, but I've after that agency, I went to another agency, which is one of the biggest ones globally.
Okay.
Then I went to another agency, which is the biggest one in Lithuania, and it's also quite big in Latvia. So yeah, and then another company, and after that, I finally saw the opportunity that I'm in this industry for a very long time, and I know most common issues like like
Common pitfalls.
yeah, like
company.
it's like always
Always the same.
almost always the same, you know. So it's very easy, you know, now to navigate and fix the issues that you previously saw in other agencies and other companies,
Okay.
and then you develop a model that's suitable for.
What has been one of the like biggest challenges you faced in the company times?
In my agency,
Yeah.
the biggest problem is actually to scale.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Scalability is a bit of an issue for marketing side.
because you, in a service business, especially if you're a long time in the industry,
Okay.
you kind of get you know, lazy because there's lots of recommendations. People kind of know you, so you know clients are coming by themselves,
Yeah.
and then it's quite easy to pick them up. But well, the skill is limited, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're prioritizing client success instead of scaling the business.
Yeah, because one is that they come to you by themselves.
Right.
That's good. That's one channel,
Right.
right? So we need to think about other channels as well. So okay, we're earning money there. How we can scale it up?
Right.
So you like separate the vision there. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So the scalability on marketing side is, especially as I said, in service side is quite hard. It's quite hard. Of course, you can try automated ways. Have you tried it?
Yeah, of course.
And it works.
Yeah, so we're now starting more activities. We meet your colleague in Las Vegas. You know, many different conferences. Like,
so scalability isn't an issue anymore.
yeah, it used to be an issue because we were not doing anything.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a saying that, well, you're a master of your craft, but you're not doing it yourself.
Okay.
So that the same apply for us. We were, you know, lazy on that side.
Okay. Now I think we can we had a bit of background chit chat, right?
Right.
So let's maybe switch to the main topic of the podcast, which
Sure.
would be if we're taking like the product and product quality and we take marketing. So let's check the relationship between it. So for example, first question, what would be, how does product quality influence the overall marketing agency strategy of a company?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
How does it?
Well, you know, depends what the product is,
Okay.
but you know, it has certain features, certain visual identity, a topic, and based on that, then you make decisions. You know, what markets to enter. You know, what is the audience, and how to advertise that specific product as itself. And if we go to technical aspects, of course, you know, each click, each tap matters, and if there are just too many actions or the funnel is confusing and the app is crashing or the website is slow, or you know, everything is impactful.
Okay. And for example, if you're a marketer, right, someone comes with a product, he has like a mobile app or something, and what are like, if you have if you like define a list, what are like challenges to marketers face if the app is like, you see that it's bad, but they really want to spend money on marketing?
Okay.
What are the main challenges there?
So the main challenge is usually to prove them wrong.
Okay.
And it's actually not such of a problem. We usually still have, depends on the stage of the app.
Yeah.
But usually we have certain steps that we want to do. So first and foremost, we must make sure that tracking is set up properly. So tracking all the most important events. You have the attribution tools like AppsFlyer, you have Google Analytics, you have Firebase. So everything is like pitch perfect in terms of the data. And if they 100% want to start, they know that the development will take long. They don't want to wait for the extra 2 or 3 months, and they want to test the app. We can say that, sure. So first, let's do a technical test.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if it's not crashing, and if the servers are capable of, you know, covering thousands of users. So in that specific case, we buy cheap traffic. So like from India, from Indonesia, to just, you know, check how the servers are working. Are they able to keep up? And once that's done, and we see that the crash rate is less than 1% or close to 1%, we can say, yeah, okay, now we're kind of ready to do a soft launch, maybe if you want. If they do, we develop the plan, we select the channels, we decide on the creatives, videos, copy, and we go for it. And usually it starts very on a lower scale.
Okay, you mentioned Firebase and AppsFlyer, right? Why are tracking and optimization platforms like Firebase and AppsFlyer critical for mobile app marketing?
So one of the most common issues I see with app marketing in general is that most companies at best, well, not at best, but usually have just Firebase
Okay, yeah.
and Google Analytics. And Firebase itself is great. You have crash analytics. You can check how the app is crashing. You have remote config. You can change, how the app looks or change certain aspects without updating the app. Publishing a new bullet, which is not a thing that you want to put your users onto. A/B testing, prediction modeling. Well, you can do all analytics there basically. So it's an amazing tool for that, and it connects perfectly with Google Ads. And Google Ads is one of the main sources for most app for user acquisition. So, are you a game or you're a fintech app? Google is one of the top. So that's Firebase.
Okay.
But Firebase has one issue, is that the attribution there is not the best. And when you have multiple channels like Facebook, Google, there's app networks like Upload and Unity, Vongo, Chartboost. Well, there's a lot of them. And then there's lots of complexity. So which channel is responsible for the registration? Which channel is responsible for the install? Because maybe the same person saw the ad from 5 channels on the same date. So which one gets the attribution for the conversion?
Okay.
So that's why we need AppsFlyer.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's actually smart.
Yeah. So AppsFlyer is the number one by market share mobile measurement partner,
Okay.
MMP. And the great stuff is the attribution, of course. And the second thing is, so imagine you want to run Facebook campaigns. You need a Facebook SDK. Well, if you want to run installs or app events, optimization,
Okay, yeah, okay.
you need a Facebook
Makes
SDK.
sense, yeah.
For Google Ads, you need Firebase SDK.
Okay.
For another network, you need another SDK. For a fourth, you need another SDK. So when you have AppsFlyer, it's just one SDK.
It's convenient.
And it can integrate with all of the marketing channels without adding extra SDKs.
That's really convenient.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
Yeah. And that speeds up the development time. You don't need extra SDK integrations, extra maintenance. So it's
Less expenses.
less expenses, and also then can take all the marketing data like clicks, impressions, cost data, and you can see everything in one report.
How does, for example, user feedback and reviews impact the marketing of mobile apps?
It does impact a lot, especially the App Store optimization part.
Okay.
So if your app has less than 4%, 4 stars, so
Okay.
your goal should be more.
So yeah, we have 1 to 5 stars.
Yeah.
So you have, for example, 3.9. That's bad.
That's usually not ideal.
So what would be the best case and what would be the worst case?
Well, the best is 5.
It never can be 5, can it?
Yeah. Well, it can, but it might.
You call some friends, hey, can you please rate my app? I need 5 stars.
Well, it might seem fishy. So 4.9.
4.9 better. Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, your goal should be above 4. Oh,
Okay.
4 or above 4.
I think the sweet spot would be like 4.6 potentially,
Yeah.
because if you look, it's like 5. If
Yeah.
it like goes up.
So reviews are impactful. First of all, if you have, in Google Play, as an example, you open an app and you can see how many downloads it has.
Yes.
So that already is a decision factor for you. If you see it's 5K installs, well, it doesn't look that good as 10 million.
But sometimes 5, for example, if it has a lower amount of installs, it's still a really good app. It's just they didn't have the exposure.
It could
It's
be.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes it is.
But there's a psychological, thing. It's the same like you watch a YouTube video of a music song, and you see that there's like 10,000 views.
Because if we're looking at apps, sometimes it feels like there's monopoly of applications
Yeah.
on a right.
Yeah.
If you open up like YouTube, Facebook has Instagram, so music you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify. So there's like different types of apps on the phone, and there's not a lot like smaller caps there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So getting back to the reviews, they are important because there's content in there.
Yeah.
Keywords. So that also helps to improve your search rankings, because if there are certain keywords that people could be using in the search, that helps to find you.
The better SEO.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's nice. So if we're talking about, so the best case, as you said, is like about 4, right? So if we're talking about marketing bad quality products, so how effective and ethical is it to market lower quality products?
Well, there's a case where someone sold rocks,
True, yeah.
rocks in a box,
Yeah, true.
and made lots of money. But that was a joke, and there was even an app where you click, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, that was on an iPhone, on an iOS in the
Right.
old times. It's like 10 years ago. It was the old iPhone, the first ones,
Yeah.
and you could like buy it, and it costed like, I don't know, it was a lot.
Tens of thousands, I think.
Yeah, the maximum. It just, and a lot of people are buying it actually.
Well, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of downloads, but I recall that you can't do that anymore. I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if we're talking about again the bad quality products, right? So can you give like examples of? Are you even marketing bad quality products?
Well, sometimes it's hard to define what a bad quality product is, because is it a scam? Is it or something like unethical?
No, not scam. Let's say it's a good app, but the application didn't have a lot of testing and it has a lot of bugs, and people are complaining about that. So that drives down the reviews.
Yeah.
So regarding that type of low quality, is it, for example, if it looks good with the eye, you look at the UI, oh, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it's easy to market, right?
Right.
But if it's like from technical aspect, it lacks the usability that good.
Yeah. Well, so all apps are not perfect. All developers make mistake. That's why quality assurance and testing is necessary. But of course, there were apps that we launched and we thought are not fully ready.
Okay.
But there's always, certain uncertainty that it might work. It kind of feels like it could work. But the team that's pushing the app can't wait anymore. They just have a deadline and they want, because of the investors or other reasons, they just need to start. And there are cases when it works, but most of the time you still get back to the whiteboard and you need to improve the product.
Okay. So if we're looking like a short-term gain and long-term impact. So for example, what are short-term benefits that companies might see from marketing lower quality, and what would be the longer-term impact on that case? For example, we have app, it's not nearly ready, but we already want to push it out because we need it. How it goes?
So, there's always MVP versions. And you want to test them fast and break them fast and see if it even sticks. So for those certain cases, you can try marketing, as it can give you like hundreds of thousands of installs per day if you want to.
Okay.
And you have the budget. So you can test things quickly.
True.
So test the concept, see how it works. That's possible with marketing.
Okay. But how do these you have the possibility to push it out, but how it impacts the customer trust?
You probably will lose that customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have some type of short-term gain, but you're going to have more impact on long-term.
Yeah. So that's why most developers I know usually start in smaller markets first
Okay.
to test out. So usually our recommendation is never start United States to test out,
Okay.
especially if you're not sure about the app.
So which region do you recommend to test your application on?
Usually we try to start with those countries that speak English fluently.
Okay.
So like Singapore, UK, Canada, Australia, but never US.
Why never? Why?
Because your question was about the reviews.
Yeah.
And if you have bad reviews in States, it's very hard to get the trust back.
Okay.
Because US is such a big market compared to UK or Canada or Australia that you can make mistakes there, but you don't want to make big mistakes in
Because
States.
the America's market is the largest one, and
Exactly,
probably right,
yeah.
and you don't want to make the largest in the largest market.
Yeah, so usually you do soft launches or experiments in smaller markets.
Okay, so does that mean that the America always gets the best product, and other countries get like lower quality product?
There are some companies that always start just from States,
Okay.
but I know many companies that usually start not in the States because of the reasons that, because of the reviews, losing the trust, and also there are other things in marketing, like we have so-called honeymoon period.
Okay.
And
What is it?
So basically, there's a known fact that Facebook, as an example, has a honeymoon period
Okay.
where the first month is like almost amazing. Like the return on investment is just like perfect.
Okay. Better than expected, even.
Well, it's like top of the top.
Okay.
And that's why we call it the honeymoon period, because the app has 0 downloads in the specific region,
Okay.
also like in the States. And when you open up the market, you have the honeymoon period. So when you start testing and with low numbers of installs, you kind of ruin the honeymoon period because you're not fully in it,
Okay.
with not your full portfolio of cash,
Okay. Okay. So what could be the financial risks with associated? Well, for example, we did a mistake. For example, if we did a mistake, well, not us, but just
Right.
someone did a mistake, right? And started with the USA, he got bad reviews. What could be potential financial risks with that? That he marketed a poor quality product there.
Yeah, so he would need to invest into making the product better, getting the reviews back, and trying to,
So it's going to be long term,
yeah.
lot of work there.
Yeah, average it out.
Okay. So that's interesting actually regarding that honeymoon period. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's one of the best things.
It's actually really like amazing.
Yeah,
So
and there's also a reason because there's no data about your app's performance.
okay.
So there's no retention metrics, nothing. And when you launch it fast with lots of cash,
Okay.
they don't have that data yet, and they're treating you as a gold mine, and that's why.
So if we're switching back to high quality products,
Sure.
Have you marketed low quality product and high quality product? Probably you have.
Yeah, sure.
So what? How does marketing differ for those?
It's very similar,
Okay.
but what happens with a good product is that usually you see results better quickly,
Okay.
and then you are able to scale it up faster with more confidence. Everything just goes smoothly, good retention metrics, good return on investment metrics, the reviews are great, everything is like sticking in the place that they have to stick. So it's like a much better experience for the agency and also for the client itself. So it's a better product is always easier to market because all of the metrics are just better.
So about the metrics, what are the all metrics that are needed?
So you usually look as a marketer to the retention metrics.
Okay, retention metrics.
So like cohorts of day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 30.
Okay.
So how many users are coming back after they install the app?
Okay. So if I install it on the first day
Yeah.
and I'm using it for 2 days and then I'm not using it for 20 days, you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So tracking how the user is evolving over time, and if the product is poor, you can see that he might not come back never.
So retention, so you need to have the people all the time on app, like Instagram.
No, you don't have to have them all the time. So there
Okay.
are different specifics based on the app itself. So how often do you go back to your, I don't know, bank app for example? For social media, you come more often.
Okay.
For RPG game, you can come and stay longer. For a super casual game, you can come every day or every 3 days for 10 minutes. So it really depends on the app.
Okay.
But the still, depending on the app specifics or the genre or the category, they all are tracking retention metrics based on their benchmarks. What's in the industry? What are the average industry benchmarks? So, idea is simple. You need to have better retention, which means that users are coming back to your app more often, because the more the user is active in your app, the more you earn from that user.
True, that's true.
Yeah, that's simple math.
That's literally simple math, true. So if we're talking about a high quality product, are there any cases or scenarios where a high quality product has succeeded with minimal marketing effort? So it's like a really, really good product, but it's like succeeded with minimal marketing effort.
Well, I guess we could ask what's success,
It differs from people to people.
Yeah.
So in your idea, what's success?
In my idea,
from your perspective,
success is unlimited budget.
That's never gonna happen. Never. Ever.
It is happening.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you have cases where people come and how much budget you have for marketing, they're like unlimited.
Most of our clients are saying us we have unlimited budget.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it sounds nice.
But it's not
But in reality, it's hard to take the money. So, for example, I was working in one company with apps in mobile gaming.
Yeah.
That's a story I haven't told for you. So I was working one of the biggest publishers in the Baltics and even in Central Eastern Europe. And they have games that have $500, $500 million, $10 million. Well, lots of games. So the biggest problem I had with the management team, they always keep pushing me to spend more.
Interesting.
Yeah. They were mad at me. Well, I'm just saying,
So
they were not actually mad, but I'm saying that they were kind of like mad that I'm spending not enough.
Wow.
So that's I would define that as one of.
That's actually success, to be honest.
Kind of like a success.
Yeah, that actually sounds like success.
Yeah. When you want to spend infinite amount of money, but there's a limit you can spend.
Yeah.
And you're trying to think how to go above that limit. And that's where you improve your product, improve your creatives, add new marketing channels, new ideas.
So at some point, it's like you spend the limit till the limit, to the maximum.
Right.
And to go above, you need to invest into the product.
Yeah. Product creatives, different channels. With gaming, the whole product experience is very important.
It's amazing. Have you had any occasion where, for example, you have unlimited budget, you're marketing the product, but it's like not going well?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share it maybe?
A product that had limited budget? Unlimited.
Yes, but you were like trying to spend, but like it's not going good.
So yeah, of course. So that happens, and you will not spend $1 million or 10 million on the product that's not performing.
Yeah.
So then you go back to the whiteboard and you check what's the case.
Makes sense. But it's probably hard to acknowledge the truth from their perspective.
Usually you always have ideas what's wrong.
Okay.
You have, that's why you have Firebase. What's why you have AppsFlyer. You know, you check your marketing channels performance. You talk with the support team, QA team, uh, and yeah, you figure out usually what's the case. But it always takes time to fix.
Why do you think that product quality and good marketing are equally important?
Well, marketing can open the door,
Okay.
and when you go inside the house and it's all dirty and things are, let's call it stinky, so you will not feel comfortable there.
Okay. So what and why is crucial? For example, someone comes to you. What is the process of how it goes for marketing perspective for someone that he wants to give you application to market it?
Mhm.
How it goes?
So basically, we first we do a introductory meeting. So we get to understand the client, the goals, what the product is about,
Okay.
um, future roadmaps, future ideas, the status of the app. Was it launched before? Is it like a new one, or is maybe a mature one? So there's different tactics when you have a mature app and you have a fresh app.
Okay. And what? Elaborate more on tactics.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we cover technical launch. So you usually launch cheap traffic, see what's
Yeah, that's what you said.
yeah.
Cheap traffic. Exactly.
Yeah,
Test it.
just to test it. The second one is soft launch. So usually start with capped geos. So like five countries, or as an example, and you check the performance. Usually the budget are not that big there, but in some cases it can be up to hundreds of thousands or even millions per month. And then there's the global launch. So the global launch is when you want to open all markets possible
Okay.
and make that honeymoon period stick. So you usually invest like as much as you can, because you already know from the soft launch that the results are great. Because if the results are not great, you will not do a global launch probably. You will go back to the whiteboard and try to improve the product.
Oh, and then you're going to do a soft launch again.
Yeah.
Check how it performs. If it's not performing, go to whiteboard.
Or you will stick just to those markets and keep testing till you find the solution to solving the problem.
Okay. And when you find a solution, you go globally.
Yeah.
And then try to stick it.
Try to stick it. And so you're combining campaigns with installs and app events. So you're trying to drive numbers of installs.
Okay.
So you're ranking higher in the App Store listings. And then switching less from installs usually to app events like signups, purchases, well, depending on the app.
Okay.
And in maturity phase, most apps tend to die over time. Well, like many businesses, they reach a cap, and then either they are,
Stay at the cap.
stay at the cap, or
Okay.
they're falling.
Okay.
So
But you can't go over the cap. It's like the cap is the cap, right?
yeah, but then you need to innovate,
Okay, yeah.
usually, and that's harder for like an app that's 10 years already in the industry, or well,
True.
yeah. So then you're trying to maximize usually the profit, and because, for example, with one of the games I was marketing head, most of the world played the game.
Okay.
So more than 500 million people already played the game. So everybody, well, most people I talked to knew that game. So it's very hard to convince them once again to play the game. So trying to maximize the profitability of the game, your engagement campaigns, trying to get back lost users. So there are different tactics, and you're more optimizing the profits.
It's like when you're sitting, you order the food from your phone, right? And then you like don't order for 3 days, 4 days, and like hey, you haven't ordered.
Yeah.
And you then ignore that notification as well. And then 3 more days, we have a discount for you. It's like, please come in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny. What else is like from product quality perspective, what is important for marketing and product quality? How do you think? What can you add to
Mm,
that?
that they are both working together.
In synergy.
Yeah.
Okay. And what could be the benefits? What are the key benefits of synergetic approach to product development and marketing?
So we're giving the traffic, and the product is absorbing the traffic.
Okay.
So they are also analyzing the data. So what's wrong, and that should be the case. So sometimes in some companies, marketing is analyzing all the things, but I would say that the product team also needs to really check the quality, check places that are broken or not as effective, and the churn is highest, and people are
Okay.
leaving the app.
So it falls back to the things that you listen to the audience, what is wrong and what is needed,
Right.
and you try to please them. Is that the case?
Not necessary to please them, but
Well, try to improve things based on their reviews.
yeah, if you see they're hitting into a wall, you might move the ball.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. So it's very obvious, especially in gaming. Like there's like a hard boss, and
Yeah.
no one is able to beat him. And maybe it would make sense to kind of make it a bit easier. You kind of in that process might lose some hardcore fans, but that's also a thing that you need to test, and that's why we have Firebase as an example where you can do A/B testing.
Yeah.
And see how it improves your conversion rates, clicks to sign up ratio. Or,
So basically, marketing team and marketing all analytics stuff should always be in synergy with development side.
Yeah.
If it's not,
Yeah.
it's not going to be good, right?
Yeah, because we test hundreds of creatives. We test different videos, we messages, channels, and we see what sticks, like what people like, what people are not liking.
Okay.
And we can bring that feedback to the product, and the product can also see that and try to maybe improve it. So one cool example we did actually with one mobile game is that there was like how to say it? It was like a crime game,
Okay.
like different mysteries, like people were killed and then need to identify who was the bad guy. And we did AI analysis, and we discovered that when we showed ads that featured the main characters looking like straight,
Okay.
the conversion rates were 40% higher
Wow.
compared to someone looking to the left side or to the right.
Wow.
We also then analyzed, if the characters were outside or like inside, and usually inside performed better.
Is it, wow. Stop. For example, does the colors, if you have like a white t-shirt, a red t-shirt,
Yeah.
a green t-shirt,
Yeah,
perform?
yeah.
Seriously?
If you're smiling, if you're not smiling, the call to actions. So, and we then had the feedback,
Okay.
and we told developers that we have this insight, and they made the first onboarding scene kind of more focused to the user, like looking straight.
Yeah.
And we see an uplift in tutorial completion and other metrics as well.
That's amazing. That's really inside the information.
Yeah, so as you can see, the marketing team analyzed the data, did the experiment with AI, and then the development team improved the
But
product.
well, the marketing team needs to be creative to come up with things.
Well, yeah.
if you are not creative and don't come up with new approaches,
Yeah.
then it's like a little bit sketchy. So why do you think apps where when you market it and the human looks straight at you performs better than to the sideways?
Yeah, because we have a contact right now, and if I would be looking on the left side or the right side and not directly to you, you will kind of feel like, is he cocky? Or what's wrong with him? Why he's avoiding the eye contact? And it kind of feels more personal.
True.
So there's people who are not like as socially active or whatever, But the data we saw is that it actually makes everything better conversion rate wise.
Okay. And for example, what tools and resources would you recommend for businesses to improve product quality and marketing strategies?
So we covered already Firebase.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're using the full stack if it makes sense for you. AppsFlyer for the mobile marketing attribution.
That.
Definitely. Retention metrics.
Okay, too.
Also, continue with AppsFlyer with dip linking and deferred dip linking
Okay.
to improve user experience. So if he opens a link from the social post and he's on Android, he will be landed to a specific place in the app. Like versa for the iOS, the same link will work. So dip linking is very important. It improves experience. And and you can do screen recording. You can do lots of A/B testing, heat map analysis. Yeah.
How does I'm also thinking that's nice. There's a lot of products, but one thought that came to my mind about the apps. For example, you have gaming application, and you have I don't know, social media. For example, some kind of app, right? Or I don't know, Tinder type of application, right? How do you? Is the marketing differ between them, or it's similarly the same?
Most of potential prospects don't like when I answer this question the way I feel.
Okay.
I usually answer that.
But now you can answer freely. I won't judge it.
Yeah, I usually say it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because when you're in the industry for so long, there's things that you know based on the data.
Okay.
And data makes it make sense. So you see which creatives are working, which copies are working. If this is a client that already has data from like way back, you can, before starting the campaign, you can look back and understand the product. But of course, you need to talk with the development team or the main managers and get the feel of the product. Use it yourself. Check competitors. What kind of ads competitors are running as well. So that's a very big one.
Okay.
But so you're never an expert at the start, but you get sense quite quickly because human psychology is pretty similar. We're all human, so the tactics are very similar. But then you need to apply based on the specifics, like Tinder. So different motivations. So we even have our like kind of rule. We have 8 motivation rule, and it applies to e-commerce, to fintech, to.
What is it exactly?
So we try to create creatives based on 8 motivations. So one motivation is to socially connect. The second motivation is to be powerful, show that you're strong, and that can be shown in games like you're completing challenges, you're killing bosses. In fintech or crypto world, you can show your wallet and how much money you have.
True.
So there's 8 motivations, and they're different. As mentioned, social interaction, power, relax, spend time. I couldn't name all of them right now. Like from the top priority to lowest priority, it all depends on the app.
Okay. So you have marketed also the crypto stuff as well.
Yeah.
It sounded like that. That's nice. That's nice. So I think we have reached like maybe the final. I think I don't know. Do you have any like final thoughts on the relationship between the product quality and marketing side? What needs to be covered maybe, or people need to know?
Yeah. Never stop testing.
Never stop testing.
And never stop experimenting. So it's kind of the same, but experimentation and then testing the quality.
Okay, that's actually nice. And one more thing, what would be your like best quote? For example, you said that never stop testing. That's a really good quote. Right. But is there any like quote that sticks to you and you go with it because you have your own company, you have everything. So, is there
Oof.
any good quote that comes to your mind?
This one is a hard one.
A little bit.
There's a phrase that I tend to tell clients very often.
Okay.
It's very easy to sell one champagne bottle during New Year's Eve,
Okay.
but it's very hard to sell 100
Over time.
Well, imagine you're in a park and you
Yeah.
have 100 champagne bottles. It's kind of hard. Imagine you
Sure.
have 10,000. So the more you're trying to scale, the effectiveness starts to come down. So
True.
so always keep that in mind, and that's why we covered that the budget can be unlimited, but the higher your spend is, the more harder it is to keep the margin, and that's where you need to start testing, experimenting, and I would say never stop experimenting.
How do you see the future of marketing evolving?
It should be kind of similar, but also more personalized.
Okay.
So I believe that a lot of things will be done with AI. I mean, like, create me a banner, create me some kind of a function in the app.
It's already basically
Yeah,
possible, to
yeah,
be honest.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's possible.
You will watch
The co-pilot thing when you code stuff is amazing.
Yeah, and I believe you will watch your own movie maybe sometime.
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I think thank you everyone for joining in and listening to Tech Effect. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Nice.
So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it and hopefully it's good. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.